And Bria, more demonstrations are expected to take to the streets tonight. Black Lives Matter in Winston-Salem will be at the corner of First and Main Streets. They'll be standing in solidarity with George Floyd's family and demanding that all officers involved with his death be charged. Protests last night went on without any major problems. Dozens of people marched through downtown, taking a knee at many major intersections. Police Chief Katrina Thompson joined the demonstration, telling the crowd that she is there to protect the people.
I did that because I believe in the work that we do as law enforcement officers in this agency. And I know that what happened in Minneapolis is not representative of the men and women that wear this uniform across our country.
What chief you know does that? Name one. Name one. Our chief of police has been, this right here has opened, just made my heart so glad.
Well, right now, there is no curfew in place in Winston-Salem. In Greensboro, protests were also without conflict. A curfew from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. remains in place. Last night, police told demonstrators to start leaving when the clock struck 8. Our crew there says the crowd left without incident.
I'm out here walking so that my children hopefully won't have to.
We know police got to do their job. We can't stop them from doing that. But the most we ask is just to take away the excessive force. Slow down on that. You don't have to be so aggressive.
Years of unjust treatment toward a group of people, and you can't say all lives matter until Black Lives Matter.
Just take it easy, man. We know what kind of world we live in, but y'all don't know what kind of world we live in either. So we got to understand each other.
Well, let's take you to Thomasville now. That's where hundreds gathered to sing and pray together. The congregation of Wayside Free Will Baptist wanted to host an event to spark unity. They were inspired to do this after watching violence break out at demonstrations across the state and the country. Well, this afternoon, investigators are looking for someone who set fire at the Guilford County Courthouse. Now, this happened early Sunday morning in downtown Greensboro. That's when protests over George Floyd's death were wrapping up. The sheriff's office says firefighters were able to put out those flames. It is not known how much damage it caused. Bria?
Well, for the third night in a row, protesters marched in downtown Asheville. Some ignored the city's curfew as police fired tear gas. Our sister station WYFF captured that video. Police fired tear gas into the crowd just before 10 o'clock last night. Now, earlier in the day, Asheville's mayor issued a state of emergency and started that curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Police asked the crowd to clear shortly after 8. About 100 people stayed.
We have no reason to riot. We had our chances to riot if we did. People been down died at the hands of the police. Now, we just trying to be heard.
Last night, Asheville police requested help from the National Guard. Violators of the curfew will get a Class 2 misdemeanor charge. Well, another night of protest descends into violence. In Charlotte, hundreds marched in the uptown area where they eventually squared off with police. Police say people in the crowd started throwing bottles at officers, hitting one. Officers then used flashbangs and tear gas to break up the gathering. They arrested a total of 27 people on Tuesday. Now, since Friday, they arrested 97 people in Charlotte for activities associated with protest. In Raleigh, more demonstrations are planned for a 5th straight day. Outside the state capitol on Tuesday, people held signs and chanted "Raleigh demands justice" and "I can't breathe." The rally remained calm, and at one point, police officers watched the crowd watching, kneeled in solidarity. Well, Raleigh is under curfew after late-night protests turned violent over the weekend. Protests also continued just up the road in Durham. Dozens of people marched holding signs that read "No justice, no peace, and stop killing us." Police blocked off the streets as the gathering made its way up Main Street. It cleared around 10 o'clock last night. Demonstrations in Durham have been calm over the past few days. The city is not under a curfew.
In Commitment 2020 this afternoon, President Trump is pulling the Republican National Convention out of Charlotte. In a tweet, the president said Governor Cooper is still in, quote, shelter-in-place mode and not allowing us to occupy the Spectrum Arena. The RNC will find another state to host the convention. Tennessee's governor says the RNC is looking at moving the convention to Nashville, and a site visit could happen tomorrow.
Nashville is the best place in America to have a convention, and we certainly would be interested in welcoming that to our city. It would be a great opportunity for us to build upon the economic recovery that's already occurring.
Well, the convention is scheduled for August 24th through the 27th. Georgia, Texas, and Florida have also offered to hold the convention in their states. Meantime, Governor Cooper responded to the president's comments on the RNC. He tweeted, quote, "We have been committed to a safe RNC convention in North Carolina, and it's unfortunate they never agreed to scale down and make changes to keep people safe. Protecting public health and safety during this pandemic is a priority."